Revan commissioned us to be built to be spread through the Republic fleet as communications units to disable any ships that would not follow him to war. But we were deactivated for a time. A long time. And when we awoke, the battle had passed us by.
By the time Revan launched the Jedi Civil War, he already had the HK factory up and running, and the HK-50s were already infiltrating the Republic Navy and other political positions.
Answer: yes, as necessary. We believe our master wished to use us to cripple fleets during large engagements. Many of us are there still.
However, at some point, the droids suddenly shut down and didn't reactivate for a long time, until the quote, battle was over. How long is a long time? I would say around 2 years. But to understand why, we need to address why it was they went offline in the first place.
I shut down immediately whenever my master dies.
HK-47 is programmed to shut down when its master dies. It's not unreasonable to assume that the HK-50s had this functionality as well. In 3957 BBY, Revan was betrayed by Malak and was captured by Bastila's Jedi Strike Force. But the only people who knew that Revan survived was Bastila Shan and the Jedi High Council, who proceeded to wipe his memory and brainwash him with a new identity.
I wanted to tell you, but the Council forbid it. They were afraid you might return to the dark side if you discovered your real identity.
To everyone else in the galaxy, it was reported that the Republic dealt a blow to the war's aggressors and defeated their leader. The Sith Lord Darth Revan was dead. All the HK-50s would have received the transmission of this information. The ones on the warship, the ones in political positions, and even the ones in the factory. Since in order to carry out their missions of government destabilization, they have to monitor communications. The moment they absorb this information, they immediately shut down.
Unnecessary statement. He is attempting to shut down the reactor. Scornful statement. He does not realize that by doing so, he will be harming us. His programming will prevent it. Order. Contact him through the communications system and remind him that he will be harming us if he does so. Scathing reminder. HK-47 unit, if you attempt to shut down the reactor core, you will be harming the production of other HK-50 units. Now step away from the control room. That's a good droid.
But when did they reactivate, you might be asking? And how come they didn't when Revan was revealed to have returned? To answer the second question, the HK units seem to require physical reactivation. Once deactivated, they essentially turn into hunks of metal. And as we know, it wasn't Revan who reactivated them. It was KoTOR, which must have happened sometime in 3955 BBY, 2 years after Revan was captured and believed dead. The same year that the Jedi Civil War came to an end and the Telosian Restoration Project began with the construction of Citadel Station. And like KoTOR says himself, he was built for Citadel Station and the order he was given immediately broke him.
It was lost, yes. It was given an impossible order. It was told to calculate a means by which the Republic could be saved. It could not fulfill its primary programming, not by abiding by the laws of the Senate. And so, like the Republic, the droid broke.
Another question you may be asking is why didn't Revan go and reactivate them himself after regaining his memories? It could be he didn't remember them, or didn't remember them until after he left. But let's say he did regain memories of the factory. He had no use for them. Whether Revan saved the Republic or took over his Sith Armada, he wasn't going to wage another war with the Republic. Besides doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result being the definition of insanity, there was no way he could. He wasn't going to wage war against the Republic he just saved. Not again. His wife and kid are part of that Republic now. Sith Lord Revan would need to use the Starforge. And perhaps partly because of Malak, it had already been used too much.
It has been months since Revan's full memories returned, and unrest grows amongst the Sith. They're convinced Revan will not return, so they fight amongst themselves. The betrayals mount, and no matter who wins, the Sith will lose. There is no one left with the power to control the Forge. Though many have tried, I've watched them be devoured, their life drained from them as they attempt to tap into its power. Knowing what we do of the Builders and their fate, I'm convinced that Revan did not intend us to keep the Starforge. To use it would mean the end of the Sith, and the end of the Force.
So either way, Revan would need to travel to the unknown regions to find a different solution to this true Sith problem. As for the HK factory, it was probably destroyed in the bombardment, and even if it wasn't, who's gonna find it? Surely, the Republic wouldn't build a droid, give it access to all of Telos' information, break it, and then force it to resort to crime as a means of following its orders. Nah, they wouldn't do that. But anyway, I think many people figured all this out already, but in case you were unsure or were wondering, I wanted to make this video for you guys. Even if you were the former, I hope you appreciate the video enough to leave a like anyway, because I would very much appreciate it. If you're looking for the origins of this video, then click on the video on screen now, where I talk about how far KoTOR was willing to go using the HK-50s. Until next time, thanks for watching.